Hi, I'm Matt Cardle and you're checking out myself on Muzu TV.
It's a kick in the head, so close your eyes. Some say it's dead, but we're alive, and it has no use anymore.
My honest thoughts on the X Factor process, it's hard work, it's an amazing experience and it's amazing fun. It's incredible. I think everybody should have a go at it, even if you don't sing, just go through it, feel it, it's amazing.
Just get a hold of your heart and set it on fire. You don't need it now, you'll be alright.
What lessons did it teach me? Not much about the music industry itself, because it's more TV. But about the media, it's like that they can run a story on you, and the only thing that they get right is your name and your age. I learned that quite quick. I think Ella's awesome. I think for her age as well, she's got so much soul and character to her voice, and the fact that she writes as well, you know, she's got everything. You don't need much more than to be able to write and that, and then know what you want to do and where you want to go, and she'll go a long way, I think. No, I don't keep in touch with Simon. I mean, no, I'm very grateful for everything that he's done for me. With, you know, where Psycho is concerned, and Sony and Talkback Thames and everything like that. You know, I'm really appreciative, and I think he's brilliant at what he does. Yeah, he's great. But no, we don't write. I would turn around for Danny. You know, I love the script. I think the script is great. I might turn around for Jessie J with fear of having my head bitten off.
It's only love. Did you think it would hold you? Did you think it would carry you? Did you think it would save you? Did you think it would see you through it slowly?
No, I'm not working. I've never worked with any X Factor artists, you know. I mean, I went round to Aiden's a little while ago and had a little write. Well, I actually was intruding on a writing session because I just happened to be near the flat, but, you know, I haven't written with anyone. Hi, I'm Matt Cardle and you're checking out myself on Muzu TV.
It's a kick in the head, so close your eyes. Some say it's dead, but we're alive, and it has no use anymore. It's a losing game that I won't play. I know full well it isn't here to stay. It has no use anymore. Just get a hold of your...
To have control over writing the album was incredible, you know, and it's something I didn't really think I'd get to do so early after the show. You know, it's only we're only 2 albums in, and you know, I thought it would take a lot longer than it had to sort of gain this amount of control over what I'm doing. It was an amazing feeling to sit in the studio and know that I could do whatever I wanted. Then it was a case of deciding what I was going to do, which was it didn't take very long when we were kind of led by the music. But it was an amazing day. You know, the first day I sat in the studio and thinking, you know, that I could do exactly what I want and write exactly the album that I wanted to write. I had to then think of which kind of album it was going to be. But that was very much, you know, it was led by the music, and it was led by what I was writing about, and, you know, how I was feeling at the time. yeah, I mean, I've always had that much control, if not more, over my music. You know, with everything I've done previous to X Factor, and I feel now I've come, you know, full circle with it. So I'm in a really great position.
Did you think it would hold you? Did you think it would carry you? Did you think it would save you? Did you think you would see it through? It's only love. It's only love.
To say I managed my own career, I mean, I definitely have got so much control over, you know, almost every aspect of it. Obviously, I can't do it alone. You know, I've got an amazing team around me, amazing management. The label is so supportive. You know, it's a machine that makes these things happen, and you know, the machine that I'm with at the moment is incredible. I just do my bit. I kind of pour my heart and soul into my album and into my performances, and that's as far as my, you know, real input can go. Apart from, you know, we've made all sorts of creative decisions with this album, little things like, you know, what the cover is and where we go to shoot this, and you know, it was my idea for the video. I mean, I suppose that's quite a big decision now you think about it, but no, I'm doing my best as well. So It's Only Love I wrote with Paul Statham. I don't remember too much about that day, for an unknown reason. But I remember Paul was late for some reason, and I sat in the studio and I started with the drum beat, you know, to it, and you know, and the pattern for that, and started trying some chords around. And then when Paul turned up, he was like, "What's that?" It sounds, you know, and it's big drums, big reverby drums, and he's like, "That sounds big." And I was like, I don't really know, you know, what I'm doing. I was just messing about, and I had these chords to it. I mean, it's only got 4 chords. I mean, so many songs do. And I had the chords, and then we sat there and we started just developing the idea basically. And then the chorus literally came out of nowhere. I remember that much. And I thought it was rubbish to start with. And I remember singing it and looking at Paul and thinking, is that any good? And he was just like, well, you know, he goes, I think so. And I was like, no, it can't be. So we carried on pushing, and then, you know, we came back to it. I was like, I think what I was doing a little while ago was quite good. And then, you know, from that, the lyrics came for the chorus. You know, they came together really quickly. I just started singing the chorus, basically. It was a bit strange. And then, yeah, we kind of demoed it up, and I sent it to my manager, and he was, you know, instantly really excited by it. And then I spent the next couple of days really thinking about lyrics and where I was going to go. I was working backwards from the chorus, which I do a lot anyway, and then finished the lyrics and sent it to Paul, and Paul was chuffed with it, and then, you know, started recording it and producing it, and it, you know, it just got bigger and bigger and bigger. Yeah, I got to work with some amazing writers on this album, as I did the last. I wrote The Fire with Egg White, who's done a lot of work with Amy Winehouse, Adele, as has Steve Booker. I wrote some tracks with Steve. Jack McManus, we did The Fire, we worked together on The Fire as well. Myself and Paul Statham sat down and wrote the first single, It's Only Love, which was an amazing day. I can't even remember a lot of it. But yeah, I also worked with James Walsh, the frontman from Star Sailor, who is a good friend, and we worked a lot on the first album together as well. And we just work well together. I mean, the people that I've written with on this album that have made the album are the guys that I work and write well with, and vice versa, because it has to work both ways, because it's, you know, it's a team when you're in there. Anyone Else I wrote in LA, and, you know, I was pretty heartbroken at the time. You know, I'd split up with my girlfriend just before I went, and yeah, I was in a bit of a rubbish place, to be fair. But me and my manager were going out and having a good time in the evening, and we went out and bumped into your man Robbie Keane, and we went out and had a few, and it was great. And then I woke up the next day and I was just kind of feeling hungover, for one. And I was just kind of feeling a bit better about everything, and I went to see a guy called Jeff Halitrax, and we sat and I talked about what was going on, and you know, and yes, it's a song about promiscuity and not wanting to be promiscuous, I suppose, and actually wanting to just be with that one person that you feel something special for, but done in a very kind of poppy, very upbeat, funky kind of a way. I was just feeling a bit, I don't know, I was in a good mood, and then I started playing the riff, and he's got this really sparkly Telecaster, which I wasn't a huge fan of. I think they should look a bit more manly than sort of pearlescent and sparkly, but I picked it up anyway, and started playing the riff at the start, and he was like, that's kind of cool, and he was just kind of working on the track as I was just kind of wandering around behind him singing melodies and stuff, and then I kind of got something solid, and then again I went away and did the lyrics and came back, and he loved it, and then we listened to the track on the way back to the hotel, and we were like, I think we've got something great here, but you never know, do you know what I mean? Lately was probably the track that took the longest out of all of them, without a shadow of doubt. I've been playing piano ever since I've been playing guitar, but I don't have a piano, and you know, never really sort of stuck at it. And then I went home for Christmas, last Christmas, and I bought a piano because I was building a studio slowly in the flat in London, and I bought a piano, and as soon as I got it home, I wrote the riff for Lately. Just had it there for some reason, was messing about. It was just all I could play all Christmas, and it really did my dad's head in, to be fair. I think he did everyone's head in. And I remember him saying, you know, that should be something on your new album. I was like, yeah, I'll put it somewhere. And then I took it to about 10 different types of writers. Every time I was in a writing session with someone, I was like, well, I've got this riff, and everybody kind of loved it, but we never really knew where to place it. And I tried doing it with like a dance beat, tried doing it with, you know, a rock beat, all this kind of stuff, and it just never really did anything. And it wasn't until I'd written a song with James Walsh that day, and this was quite, you know, far into the process, and we'd written a song and it was alright, but he was about to go home and he was putting his jacket, well actually we were going to go for a beer, and I was like, before you go, James, I've just got this riff, and I played it to him, and then he said, well, why don't you have, you know, that kind of really minimal, it's almost like a dancing but like a Massive Attack type beat behind it. So we did that, and then it instantly just started feeling good. Rather than going for a beer, we just kind of sat down and we carried on writing, and then, you know, together we built the melodies, and you know, again, the chords are so simple. I think it's like, it's what, 3 chords the whole way through, you know, and that's where the whole backing vocals thing, the gospel-y backing vocals, came from the album, because when we had the chorus I was like, well, why don't we do some harmonies on it? And then I think we'd had a couple of beers by this time. I think we went out and got some, came back, and we were like, yeah, let's do loads and loads and loads and loads and loads. And before we knew it, we had this kind of choir on there, and we were like, that sounds amazing. You know, you get a really good feeling inside when you hear lots of voices singing together, and that kind of ran throughout the album, and we were just throwing them at everything. My ambitions are the same as they have been ever since I was 11, you know, to just be as successful as I can be, and, you know, pour my heart into everything I do, in and out of the studio, on and off the stage, you know, and just constantly improve. I think, and I say it a lot, but, you know, if you constantly strive to be perfect, you will never be perfect, but you'll constantly improve. And I think that's all I want to do, constantly strive to make that perfect album, to have that perfect show. I'll never ever have it, it's just not possible, but you'll forever improve if that's your goal, and that is my goal.